Hello guys and welcome back to the Red Devil Stand. This is your RDB with all the latest Manchester United news. And as usual, this is going to be a massive show. We have a lots of stuff to get into. So make sure to smash that like button. And if you are new to the channel and enjoying our shows, please do subscribe. So anyway, we have a lots of stuff. As I've just mentioned, we have a lots of stuff to get into. We will talk about a potential loan deal may happen regarding Jadon Sancho. We have some updates regarding Donny van de Beek, regarding AMRABAT, regarding ONANA. And we all know that Eric Bailly have left the club officially, and he have put up a statement regarding that. And what he said was, before we jump into some serious stuff, I do want to read it out because as you guys know that I quite liked Eric Bailly. If you ask me, he is a better player any day if I compare him to our situation right now with Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans. I would have preferred Eric Bailly, guys. Believe me, I would prefer Eric Bailly over Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire any day. But anyway, we have already lost him to Besiktas. He have joined Besiktas on a 1-year permanent deal. So yeah, let's say. We will obviously wish him all the best, but what he had to say was, as I leave this club after many years of incredible memories, outstanding teammates and trophies, I want to express my profound gratitude. This chapter may be closing, but the friendships and memories will forever remain in my heart. The fans here are the real champions. Thanks, he has said. So obviously, we from our community, I'm pretty sure that we will all wish Eric Bailly well and all the best for his future endeavors. Whether it's Besiktas this year, maybe his contract may get extended if he put up a fantastic performance for them. So yeah, I will definitely wish him all the best. I can see that Pooja and Rohit have joined us already. And Rohit is saying, hello Bhaiya, hello Rohit, thank you for joining. Pooja is saying, keep it up, Snafu. Rohit is asking, what is that yellow thing behind me, man? Oh man. Believe me guys, I bought a clock of Manchester United, There is a clock in my closet right now. It's a Manchester United logo clock. It came out from Amazon just today. And I was quite excited to put that up. But after putting in the battery, it seems the clock isn't working, man. So yeah, that's the reason, The hook was there to put up the clock. But as it stands right now, the clock isn't working as Manchester United does, man. So yeah, I can see that Choptumi have joined us as well. Thank you all of you guys for joining the chat. As I was, talking about the Eric Bailly quote, Choptumi is saying, you know what, Pooja have suggested the same thing. You know what, I will do that. The clock isn't working, so what? Let me try it out. So this was the clock, guys. So yeah, you can see this particular thing is not working. It's not giving us the proper time. But anyway, there is a Manchester United logo though. So I hope we will be able to replace that thing and we can get another one which will work. I do think it will work. So anyway, let's move on with our show. And the next subject, the most interesting one right now, I will talk about is the Jadon Sancho situation. We all know, we have all seen what he have posted. It's been 4 days since Jadon Sancho posted that, Instagram post or Twitter post or X post, you may say. So anyway, we will not get into the post itself, but it came out today from CBS, an American, media outlet, and they said Al Ettifaq said to make dramatic late loan move for Jadon Sancho. Steven Gerrard's side would be prepared to offer a buy option too, but given the limited time, a standard loan may be the only possibility. Sancho's view on interest remains unknown. What they're saying is, as we all know, in Indian Standard Time, Saudi Arabia's transfer market, transfer window will close at 2:30 a.m. tonight in Indian Standard Time. So there is a few hours left, at least 2-3 hours still left to end their transfer window. So anything can happen. anything can happen. They are not claiming that Sancho wants to join them, but as we all knew that there were multiple links, not from Saudi Arabian clubs per se, but there were other clubs who were interested in Sancho, and Sancho was, we as a club, we were interested in selling him if we got a proper price. That was the club statement. From the way saying, oh my God, it's look absolutely. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, it's an awesome clock, but it isn't working, brother. It's a broken one, so yeah, we can get, a proper time twice a day, as they say. So yeah, I hope so. Yeah, man, yeah. Jerry will not be able to break this good one, Rohit. Yeah, man, the wall is getting, the wall. This is our wall, and it is getting a bit, it will get a bit congested even more in the coming days. So anyways, please do let me know your opinion, guys. Absolutely do let me know your opinion regarding this Jadon Sancho deal. Would you like, to, move for him? Would you like to move him out of Manchester United? Should he go out and join some other clubs? As we all know, that in many countries the transfer window is already closed, like Qatar, maybe Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey is the only available market right now where he can move on to. See, personally, I do not see that happening now. I really do not see that happening, but we will delve into the subject, what it should be, and make sure to let me know your opinion as well. Sanjana is saying that she doesn't want a player like Sancho in our club. See, the thing is that it is not a breaking news actually. There was some rumors that came out regarding Jadon Sancho yesterday as well. And see, he would fit. He is the kind of player, the profile of player Jadon Sancho is. It would fit on Saudi Arabia, because see, the thing is that it is not like that Saudi Arabian clubs are only targeting players who have reached their potential and they have nothing else to offer in European football. It is not like that. It isn't like they have only signed Cristiano Ronaldo or Henderson or Fabinho. No, they have signed some mid-20s aged player as well. So players like Navas and such. So they have done those deals. Even Marco Verratti have joined them as well, if I'm not wrong. The last update I had was Marco Verratti have joined Saudi Arabian League. So we have seen that happening. They may go for Jadon Sancho as well. And see, if Erik ten Hag wants him out, it should be done. It should be done. If Erik ten Hag, as I have said, I know that many of our ex-players and many of Manchester United fans didn't comply with the fact that Erik ten Hag have came out and said out loud that Sancho wasn't very good on that particular week, but I will never get against my manager for that particular statement, because it was a quite straightforward statement. It was actually a very straightforward statement. I mean, what he should have said, right, guys? So yeah, I will definitely back my manager in this particular scenario. He have bashed, Jadon Sancho have clearly crossed the line and crossed some real boundaries, as it was the case that came out of Rob Dawson ESPN. I have mentioned that in my video earlier today. Please do, guys, if you haven't already, please do check out that video as well. And on that video, I have mentioned this quote, but as I can see that many of you guys haven't seen that, so I will say it again. It came from Rob Dawson ESPN regarding this particular, Jadon Sancho drama, and he said, Erik ten Hag and the Manchester United coaching staff feel particularly let down by Jadon Sancho after believing that they went to great lengths to help him last season. Erik ten Hag has become increasingly frustrated that Jadon Sancho's performance level can dip wildly, sometimes week to week. The same is seen in training. See, guys, this is not a breaking news for us. Absolutely not. In our own community, in this very community, we have talked about the inconsistency of Jadon Sancho. In 1 week, he can be absolutely brilliant, and in the coming weeks, he's absolutely shit. The level of inconsistency, and that is something Erik ten Hag does not like, and that was the main reason we got rid of Fred. We have seen that Fred can be absolutely brilliant in some games, and in some games you couldn't even find him where he is. And that is the same with Jadon Sancho. In some matches, he is dribbling through players. He is making the back runs. He is covering the half positions. He is covering, whether it's Luke Shaw or some other left back, he is tracking the ball down. And in some matches, he is simply just way too lazy to not do any of the stuff, and that should not be the case. That absolutely should not be the case. Sources around, he also says that sources around Manchester United describe Jadon Sancho as a complicated character. Sometimes he's very loud and extroverted, whereas other times he is very quiet and reserved. At an Adidas kit launch, he asked the media to avoid asking him questions. Some Manchester United staff members find Jadon Sancho to be rude and withdrawn, whereas some put that down to shyness. At a broadcasting event where players extravagantly fist pump, kiss the badge, etc. for media clips, it was difficult to get a smile out of Sancho. See, he can be moody. It is not the first player of Manchester United that is blamed by that moody factor. It was the case, it is still the case with, Anthony Martial. We have all seen that how moody he can be. Even Bruno Fernandes have faced that similar kind of accusation that he can be moody at times. I do not care about that. Maybe the club will care about that, but as fans, we should not be bothered about if our players are moody or not. See, the thing is that we have seen some of our ex-legends, players like Eric Cantona, players like Roy Keane, they were moody as fuck. If Jadon Sancho is moody and at the end of the year he is winning Ballon d'Ors for Manchester United, I have no problem with that. But if he's a very nice guy, a very timid, a very quiet, a very well-behaved guy, but on the pitch he's absolute shit, that would bother me. So at the end of the day, it does not matter to me how moody he is or not until and unless he is putting his performance on that pitch. And I have said this earlier and I will say this again. As a footballer, as a professional footballer, the only place to prove about anything, if you want to shut anybody down, if you want to prove somebody wrong, do that on the pitch, the 90 minutes you are getting. Because throughout the world, millions of people will be watching you, and that platform is the most crucial one. Posting stuff on social media will do you no good whatsoever. And after 4 days, the post is still over there on the Twitter. I haven't checked Instagram though, but the post is still there on the Twitter. So yeah, he haven't changed his point of view. He is still thinking that way. You know what? There is another way of looking at that Jadon Sancho situation, at that Jadon Sancho quote. He has not only disrespected Eric Ten Hag or the club officials or the coaching staff, he also potentially disrespected his teammates. The teammates in his court, he absolutely adore and respect. But what he has said that I have played better in this week, but I was made a scapegoat and I wasn't selected. There is more to that. So he's potentially what he's saying, that he is better than Rashford, he is better than Anthony, Pellistri and Garnacho. Still Eric Ten Hag selected those guys before him. So potentially he is disrespecting his teammates, which should not be the case. Which should absolutely not be the case. I mean, if you are saying that you respect your teammates, then do that. Not write about that. Just do that, brother. Please do let me know your opinion, guys. Absolutely do let me know your opinion. Let me go through your comments. Jadon Sancho will not join Al Ettifaq as rumors are being denied now. Jadon remains part of Manchester United squad waiting to clarify position after being excluded by Ten Hag last week. See, man, I guess what, talking about that Chris Wheeler situation, that Chris Wheeler have came out, I guess he have said, I have noted down as well that Al Ettifaq have failed with a bid to sign Jadon Sancho on loan from Manchester United before today's transfer deadline in Saudi. But Saudi's transfer deadline haven't ended yet. Now that is the main reason I didn't cover that part. The only reason I haven't said that because in Chris Wheeler's article he said that on loan from Manchester United before today's transfer deadline in Saudi. The transfer deadline haven't reached yet in Saudi. In Indian Standard Time, it would be around 2:30 a.m., which is like, 3 hours away from now? So yeah, it is still on. Yeah, it may not happen. As I said, I do not see Eric, Jadon Sancho joining a Saudi Arabian club right now. But the roller coaster of performance we have seen from Jadon Sancho, he should move out. Maybe not now, maybe in the month of January it will happen. I mean, seriously, what other options does he have? We have only 2 options. He can leave Manchester United and join some other club, but I really do not see him joining any potential good clubs in Europe, because you know why? For this particular post, Who will take that risk? Who will? Even you guys have said that is the main reason. Pep Guardiola got rid of Jadon Sancho, or even Dortmund have gotten rid of Jadon Sancho. One of you have mentioned in one of our earlier shows that he got fined around £80,000 because he was not very punctual with his training sessions and whatnot. So he is not very punctual. It is established from Erik ten Hag and his past experiences, his past news as well. So if he is going on that kind of roller coaster ride, it is not going to do him any good. No big clubs would be committing on a player like that. He may be a fantastic player someday, but that day is not here right now. As it stands right now, his performance level is not up to the mark. If he remains a Manchester United player, I'm pretty sure he will not get, if he does not, resolve the situation with Erik ten Hag right now, that is the only way in for Jadon Sancho in Manchester United. He need to publicly apologize because it should not be a closed door conversation. Absolutely not. Because he have disrespected the club, he have disrespected the manager openly. And the apology should be openly as well. He should openly apologize to his manager Erik ten Hag and to his teammates as well. As I've just mentioned, the way he have disrespected them, maybe not directly, but it is exactly what he's trying to say. That he is better than those 4 players, but those 4 players were selected because of some inside drama which he doesn't want to get into. So there are a lot of things you can talk about. And see, Jadon Sancho wasn't Southgate's ever. Southgate didn't really like Jadon Sancho ever. And even if he moves on to a club in the month of January, I guess it would be too late for him to get selected on that Euro Cup, tournament on that squad. I do not see that happening. So it is quite a messed up situation for Jadon Sancho, and he is the one created that. So let's see what happens, man. Shunanda is saying Sancho should play alongside Rashford and Højlund. Shunanda, see, the thing is that I have said, I see the frustration, the place he is coming from. Every day, every week, Anthony is getting selected. You know what? That was the case with Van de Beek. That was the case with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But we haven't seen any kind of shit post coming out of those players. If he was really that much bothered, he should have talked with Erik ten Hag. He should have put the performance in. He should have made it clear with Erik ten Hag that exactly what he wants out of him so that he can get selected on that position. If he really thought from the core of his mind that he is better than Anthony, in my opinion, he is. He is better than Anthony. As I've said, with the ball, Sancho is better than Anthony. And if we are going to try out, as I've said, our ball retention ability on that final third area is not very good. But with Sancho, it can get changed. It can. But if we want to do all those things, posting stuff on social media would not help his cause at all. That is all I'm saying, man, here. Shunanda Pooja is saying I would keep him on bench to show him who is boss, sell him as soon as possible. As I've said, the player power over the years have grown so much. I mean, seriously, how many times Phil Foden have been dropped? How many times Jack Grealish have been dropped? I can still remember when Jurgen Klopp joined Liverpool, Henderson was dropped as well. After 2-3 months, he got dropped. From that squad. He was the captain of Liverpool. But still, you know what? Even Harry Maguire didn't come out with such statements regarding Erik ten Hag or the club. I mean, I will respect him for that. But what Jadon Sancho have done, it's petulance. It's childish. It's juvenile what he have done. He have potentially, dug his own grave. As I have said, even if he wants to join some other big clubs, who will buy him right now? He is going to be a risky asset, and the amount of wage he is in, that is massive. That is humongous, and he absolutely should remember that Erik ten Hag was not the one who bought him. Erik ten Hag was not the one who agreed to give him 350 grand a week, but Erik ten Hag was the one who was patient with him, who have given him that 3 months time when he was absolutely needed. Erik ten Hag was patient with him. Erik ten Hag, gave him all the space and time he needed. But then, right now, as it stands, he is disrespecting Erik ten Hag out loud in social media. It does not work that way. It absolutely should not work that way. That is all I will say regarding this very subject. I mean, we will jump into our next subject though. There are some updates regarding, Marcos Leonardo and Joao Paulinho. We have seen that, we have already in our transfer window era, as we all know that it has ended, but we have talked about, the potential deal regarding Marcos Leonardo and Joao Paulinho. So we will get into that as well. Pep Guardiola's first season at Manchester City. Okay, I guess we're talking here. Everton, Southampton, Middlesbrough, Spurs, Stoke, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Celtic. 0 wins against Everton, Middlesbrough, Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Celtic, Manchester City under Pep Guardiola. See, as I've said, man, if we are going to compare Eric Ten Hag with, as I've said, the first 40 matches. In first 40 matches, Pep Guardiola have accumulated 82 points, whereas, Eric Ten Hag have accumulated 78. So he's not very far off from Pep Guardiola, what he have achieved with Manchester City. And what he have achieved, it took Jurgen Klopp 4 years to achieve the same thing, for Liverpool, what Eric Ten Hag have taken for 1 year, what Eric Ten Hag have done in 1 year. What Arteta have done in 4 years in Arsenal, Eric Ten Hag have done in 1 year in Manchester United. So yeah, when people come out and say stuff like sack Eric Ten Hag, let him go and all that stuff, I mean, shut your fucking mouth, man. You do not understand football. You do not get it. The way it gets runs, especially with an owner like the Glazers. I mean, seriously, what Eric Ten Hag have overachieved, and you know what? It should not have been the case. I'm not saying that Manchester United should have performed badly. I will not say that. But the way Eric Ten Hag have achieved something, it made our hopes so high that we are expecting something brilliant in this very season as well, especially after he haven't been backed. And you know what, fans from other clubs will say, you guys always make an excuse for Eric Ten Hag. He has spent 430 million and all that. We should not have spent 430 million on those players. If it was some other club, if Manchester City were making exactly all of those signings which Eric Ten Hag have done, believe me, they would have managed to get all of those players within 300 million. They would have saved at least 100 million on all of those players. We have overpaid. We always end up overpaying for the players we want because of our negotiations. If you guys missed the show, I will tell you again regarding that AMRABAT deal that broke out a couple of days ago. And kudos to the Athletic for breaking up that story. We all knew that AMRABAT got signed at the very last day, of that summer transfer window. In Friday, I guess it was. On Wednesday, it was a brand new news. A couple of days back from Athletic, they broke the story that in the day of Wednesday, 2 days before our last day of summer transfer window, Fiorentina have directly said Manchester United that they could have AMRABAT for a year on a €5 million loan deal. And you know what? Manchester United counter-offered them a €3 million. And that pissed off Fiorentina so much, they suddenly replied that, you know what? All the deals regarding with you guys is absolutely off. And we have known that our football director of negotiations, I guess something Hargreaves, have traveled over on Florence and talked about, talk out that AMRABAT situation. And you know what? We ended up paying €10 million for that same loan deal, which was offered by Fiorentina for €5 million. So yeah, you can see the level of shitty negotiations. People usually bring it down after spending 2 days on a deal. Any other club, you say, they will bring the price down. But when it comes to Manchester United, it doubles up. In Wednesday, it was €5 million they were asking. On Friday, it was €10 million on nothing. You know why? Because of our petulance. Because of the way we handle situation. Because of the disrespect we show to some other clubs. As I have said, we will never, mark my words, we will never make a good deal with Ajax again, a club which were, with whom we were quite friendly over the years, but we have spoiled that relationship last year the way we have dealt with them. And there is going to be the case with every other club from now on, especially if the Glazers stay. I mean, seriously, the way we handle the situation, man, that is absolutely shitty. Shraddha is saying players should be held responsible for the losses and not the manager. See, Shraddha, obviously the manager will also have to be responsible for the losses. If I will be asking every one of them questions that why haven't we won that particular game against Arsenal. I can ask the question to Erik Ten Hag as well, but you know what? I already know the answer. We all know the answer. The moment, Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans came on, we all knew that all the effort we have been putting on for that last 80 minutes, it is going to go out on drain, and that exactly happened. We have seen that so many times. We have seen that innumerable amount of time that, especially after Harry Maguire comes in, all our effort goes down the drain. It was the case with Sevilla. We were 2-0 up. Varane got injured. Maguire came on, and then you know what happened then. The rest is history. So it was that we already know the reason. And we can bash, as you guys can remember. I'm pretty sure that the match against Arsenal, when it ended, I myself was bashing Erik Ten Hag because I was angry at that time. But when I cooled down, when I was able to think it properly, was able to think it clearly, then I thought what exactly Erik Ten Hag should have done. He have no other options. And you know what? I know the reason now why he have replaced Lindelof on that position, because he was ill. He still opted for Lindelof before going to Maguire or Johnny Evans, and that was the main reason Lindelof got substituted on that very last period of time, because he wasn't able to continue for so long because he was ill. And you know what? Erik Ten Hag wanted Kim Min-jae, he wanted Todibo, he wanted Disasi, he wanted Power. He got none of them. He got whom? The only player he got on that position was our great Johnny Evans. I mean, seriously, man. Tanya is saying, even with the Glazers as club owners who can't spend on quality players to meet up with this game, even with the Glazers as club owners who can't spend on quality players to meet up, absolutely. See, the thing is that people say that, the Glazers spend a lot of money, but the way they spend it, we should not have spent 100 million on Anthony when we could have gotten him from 55 million. The only reason we haven't done that, the only reason we always end up overpay, because we do not spend the money when it is needed. We always drag the deal down. We pester the club we are dealing with. What should I say? We pester them, we bother them, we irritate them, we frustrate them, we disrespect them, and then we end up paying a huge amount of money for that same players. That should not be the case. And that was the main reason I have said the signings we have made by spending 430 million. If a club like City wanted all those players, they would have ended up signing all of those players, spending at least 100 million less. That was my point, Tanya. Thank you, Tanya, for your compliment. The clock isn't working though. Gurpreet is saying big difference. Ten Hag isn't in his first season, and Guardiola had pedigree of schooling us at Barca and then going to Bayern. Ten Hag still has a lot of proof. Yeah, absolutely, Gurpreet. And you know what? The club they both have inherited. When Pep Guardiola inherited, Manchester City, they have already won a couple of leagues. They were a good team, but it was absolutely not the case with Erik Ten Hag. It's been 10 years. You know what? It's my birthday coming. All of you guys know that my birthday is just in the corner. And you know what I was thinking? What just hit me today? That I was 20 years of age when last Manchester United won the Premier League. I mean, seriously. That it has been a decade. It has been a decade that Manchester United won the Premier League. And I still remember I was kidding with my college friends that we will turn 30, 35, then we will see that Manchester United winning a trophy. And it is coming true. It wasn't a wish that should have came true, but it is true right now. And I am shell-shocked, man. It just haunts me, as I have said. I mean, seriously. Yes, Pep suffered those losses at the initial stage of his career in City, but was able to turn things around quickly because he didn't have the Glazers as the owner of Manchester. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely spot on, man. The Glazers is spoiling the club. They are ruining the club from the very core of it. I mean, seriously, we couldn't even make the 20 million euro deal of AMRABAT for 2.5 months. And that just shows you they are broke. They are broke, man. You know what? It is a bad thing that yeah, we missed out on many transfers in the past couple of years, but it is also a good thing. And you know why? They will end up selling the club. They will end up selling the club because there is nothing else to make out of Manchester United. It does not make that amount of money. Yeah, it does make that, but it needs investment. It needs investment really, really fast, which the Glazers will never do. They will never opt for spending 2 and 3 billion on Manchester United. Let alone they haven't spent a penny, let alone some few billions. So yeah, that is a one, silver lining of all these shitty situations that we may see that the Qatari group is going to end up owning our club really, really soon. It may happen. Fingers crossed though, brother. Anyway, moving on to the next subject of Marcus Leonardo. It came out from Gazette dello Sport, one of the biggest sport magazine, sports journalist group in Italy. What they are claiming that Manchester United want to try and sign Santos striker Marcos Leonardo in January and are willing to pay more than 20 million plus 5 million euros in add-ons. Roma apparently offered a similar amount in this summer. And you know what? The only thing that makes a bit sense in this article is that Roma have done that. Roma have put in a bid of 20 million plus 5 million euros in add-ons for Marcos Leonardo to Santos. But we haven't seen that deal happening. So maybe he is in watch out for even a bigger club than Roma, which Manchester United clearly are. And that may well be the case. And you know what? His father have came out and said as well that yeah, his son is getting frustrated, he's getting demoralized because the deal with Santos was they are going to let him go in this summer transfer window, but that may end up in this January, in this winter summer transfer window. So yeah, we can see that deal happening. In my opinion, that should happen. If we are going to get owned by Qatar before the month of January, I'm pretty sure we will not go for Marcus Leonardo. We will go for even some better player. I can't even imagine the prospect, man. Every time I think about the Qataris owning us, it brings a smile in my face, brother. What can I do? So please let me know your opinion, guys. Absolutely do let me know your opinion regarding all the subjects we are talking about today. Chenjuti is saying it's crazy how some people who were celebrating Eric Ten Hag last season are now crucifying him because of a bad start to the season. Lack of patience is the main reason we are still celebrating a top 4 finish. Absolutely, Chenjuti. Absolutely. Operajit is saying one of our main problem is the fan base. Most are delusional, confused, and unrealistic. See, it is a huge fan base. It is a massive fan base when it comes to Manchester United. So it is quite hard to bring all of us on the same page. So there will be fans who will oppose Eric Ten Hag, who will support Sancho. There will be fans who will oppose Sancho and will support Eric Ten Hag. There are fans who still support the Glazers. So yeah, here we are. It is a huge fan base. So it is quite hard to bring every one of them on the same page. Ritesh is saying in Ten Hag we trust. Let preach patience to delusional fans. Easily forget we won a cup and reached the final and got back to Champions League. Absolutely, brother. Spot on. Hey Mama have put up a really big comment, okay? A big shame to our fan base when results don't go their way. It was the same manager that put smiles on our face last season. Now they're calling for his head. Most pathetic fans describe him as an average coach. If Klopp was a United manager, he won't spend that 5 good years at Liverpool without any trophy. The Liverpool fan base believed and now they're reaping it. See, to support United is not by force. Most of us so-called fans blabbing can't afford still talk. And man, do use punctuations, brother. If you are going to post such a huge comment, I have nothing against it. Post huge comments, I will read it out, but please do use punctuations, otherwise it gets really hard to read it out, man. It does not make sense after a few sentences. So yeah, man. Anyway, after all this negativity, let's move on to a bit of positivity. We have right now the AMRABAT boost. The Sofian Amrabat boost, it has been a bit hectic after he has joined. So yeah, let's talk about him right now. There has some quotations that came out of our club. There have been some statements from Sofian Amrabat himself, and what he had to say was, I'm very proud. I think already a lot of Moroccans have followed United, but now a lot of extra million fans will be from Morocco, and they are so proud. I hope that I can make the fans for United very, very happy and proud. I think Manchester United had so many fantastic players and young midfielders. So in general, I look more to the midfielders like Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, David Beckham, but there were so many big players: Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, Luis Shaw, Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo. I can go on for 1 hour to say names. It is quite true what they have said. And on Erik ten Hag, what he said regarding Erik ten Hag was absolutely brilliant. It was very important because I was very young. I was 18 or 19 years old, and Ten Hag gave me the chance to play in the first team with Utrecht. We had a fantastic time, a really good season. I learned a lot from him. So maybe he is one of the most important people in my career for now. It's fantastic because I think Erik ten Hag is a coach who will push always to the limit. He is hungry, he wants to win, he is a winner, and I like that. I think I am also similar. I am also a winner. I want to win every day, so it's a good match. It is music to my ears, guys, believe me. I don't like to speak about myself. I want to show it on the pitch, but I can promise that I will give my best with everything, every day, every minute, every second. So it is the only thing that I can say right now, and it gives me absolute pleasure by reading this stuff came out of Sofian Amrabat. I mean, seriously, we need this kind of player who has some moral conviction, who knows how a big team works, who wants to win, who are hungry, who are on the same wavelength, when it comes to when I compare them to our manager. Because clearly Jadon Sancho, players like Jadon Sancho are not in the same wavelength as Erik ten Hag. We all know how obsessed he can be, how obsessed Erik ten Hag can be. He is a hungry man. His mentality is always to win every other matches. And to make that happen, to make those things possible, we need players who will comply with that very thought process. And clearly Sofian Amrabat is one of them. And you know what? We haven't talked about it much, but the breath of fresh air Højlund was. I mean, yeah, we have lost that match 3-1, but how brilliant Rasmus Højlund was, man. When he came out on the pitch, he had shown some real potential. I do want to see him getting the start against Brighton. I do not want to see another performance from Martial until and unless it is absolutely needed. Rasmus Højlund should be our first team striker. If he gets injured, God forbid, or if he gets suspended, then we can opt for Martial. I know we will opt for Martial then, and that should be the case. Rasmus Højlund absolutely should be the starter for us. Please do let me know your opinion, guys. Who would you like? Would you like Martial or Rasmus Højlund as our starter? I mean, seriously, the way that guy performed, the level of strength he has shown, and he's only 20 years of age, and that excites me. The prospect of Rasmus Højlund, man, oh man, he can be a beast. He can be a fucking beast in these coming years. Let me check the poll. 29 votes and 76% of you guys think no. Okay, so that is a lot of support for Anthony. Good to see that. Erik ten Hag to Manchester United fan base. যতই দাও ততই চাই, চাওয়ার আর শেষ নেই, ঋতুব্রত is yeah, man. Yeah, see, the thing is that obviously as a Manchester United fan, we will always want more. If we win Premier League, we would want to win Champions League. If we won Premier League and Champions League, then we would want to win a treble, and that is quite natural. That should be the case. That absolutely should be the case when it comes to Manchester United. But over the years, the standard have fallen down, and it has fallen down so much that even after a mere Carabao Cup win, we get excited. And yeah, you can get excited. That is a thing which should excite us. That obviously we should also target for winning trophies like English Premier League and Champions League as well. Not only Carabao Cup. I have nothing against Carabao Cup. Win Carabao Cup every year, but also win Premier League and Champions League with it. That is my only say. One in the man. Come on, brother. Yeah, they are both bald. What can you say? The difference is Pep had and was always going to get the backing of whatever is needed by the owner to be successful. Can we honestly say the same with the United owners? Absolutely, brother. Kudos for your comment. You are absolutely spot on, Devorshi. That is the main reason I will defend Erik ten Hag. And I will say he is a genius because of that. That without even the backing he deserved, he still is able to put up the performance we have seen the last year. He still was able to win a trophy. He still was able to reach another cup final. He still was able to secure Champions League this year. And that is absolutely brilliant. But we cannot expect that out of Erik ten Hag every year. A manager needs backup, which he is absolutely not getting from the Glazers. Don't forget, City have a good structure and team. Also have to agree Pep on a different level. As Manchester United, we should have got one Pep or Klopp. We just let our rivals have a free run. That's the sad part. Saying Shubhajit, okay man. Tulipo is saying, we forget Sir Alex Ferguson first season in United. The truth is, for a manager to be judged, he'll need time to build his squad. 3 seasons at least. He can't just perform a miracle overnight, which I have already done, Tulipo. You know what? You are quite right about the statement. And you know what? The miracle you are talking about, he have already done that in his first year, Erik ten Hag. But yeah, we can't expect that to happen every year in and out. And believe me, the Glazers are thinking that only that yeah, they have got a Sir Alex Ferguson on Erik ten Hag. Maybe he will be able to win trophies without even any more investment. But that will not be the case at all. That will not be the case at all. Shomo is saying, which of the Pep Guardiola former players does he have? Those useless substitutions that Erik ten Hag does make. How many average players like Anthony Malacia, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, etc. do Pep have? Next, he will be in for his former player at Ajax or Utrecht. See, man, he has signed Calvin Phillips, and how many times you have seen him play? So yeah, there are signings. I can't remember every one of them now, but I will get into your question in our next session, Shomo. Yeah, what you have said is quite right. And as I have said, it is not only with Erik ten Hag. It is not only with Erik ten Hag. Take any manager. Every 10 signings they make, there will be 2 or 3 players who will never make the cut. And that is the case with Erik ten Hag as well. The 5 signings he made last year, only Anthony was the one who haven't reached the potential. You can't say the same thing with Casemiro or Martinez, not Eriksen. And Malacia is quite a young guy. He's still blooming. He needs nurturing, which is going on right now, and we will see a strong Tyrell Malacia when he comes back. He have put in some decent performance here and there when he was chosen as a player. You know what he did? Tyrell Malacia, you can say that Tyrell Malacia is average, but he has put up a proper fight for Luke Shaw for that position. Luke Shaw wasn't the one getting started from the very beginning of our last season, if you can remember. It was Tyrell Malacia getting the start. Then Luke Shaw came back even stronger. And that is the main thing what Tyrell Malacia have done. And kudos to that guy for doing that in such a small age, man. I mean, seriously. Purvan is saying 14 September. Yeah, thank you, man, for remembering. Antra is saying, you can't compare Ten Hag with Pep, as Pep is backed by management very well and had priorities, where Ten Hag didn't prioritize centre back when he prioritized striker, centre defensive mid, left back, centre mid, etc. Antura, he have prioritized centre back. His first priority was centre back. Even we stepped onto our summer transfer window, the first and foremost player this year we got linked with was Kim Min-jae. And guess in which position he plays? Centre back. Center back, Ontura, he was prioritizing that position even before the summer transfer window started. But yeah, we lost Kim Min-jae over Bayern Munich because they are much smoother, they are much swifter when it comes to signing a player, which is absolutely not the case with Manchester United. Goram Mosla is saying, probably understanding that the EPL is a tougher league of football than he is used to, not making any excuses for him. He has players who will not leave the team and he is an awkward position to be in. If he could rip up the contracts, I'm sure he would. Absolutely, brother, absolutely. Rishabh is saying, Erik ten Hag points per match at United 2.1266 games, 44 wins, 8 draws, 14 losses, 1 trophy, 1 final in domestic cup qualified Champions League competitions. He is a good coach and should just work on his substitutions. Bongo is saying, man, he should, yeah, you are quite right, he should work on his substitutions. But we will also have to remember that the backup he has got, the lack of squad depth we have got, it's not because of Erik ten Hag, it's because of those fuckers, the Glazers. Bongo is saying, Pep had those results, then spent £250 million the next transfer window and magically his team became better. It's an absolute mystery how that happened. Seven Hag has spent 400 million in 2 seasons and plays football indistinguishable from Ole. Okay, man? People are not Thank you, Bongo, for your kind words, for your humble words. But you know what? Man, what you have said regarding Erik ten Hag is that as I said, man, the players we have got, if Manchester City have signed every single one of those players, believe me, they would have ended up spending around 300 million. In our case, it was for 40 million. You know why? Because we tracked the process. We could even sign the AMRABAT, loan in AMRABAT for 5 million euros. But after spending 2 days, when a club spent 2 or 3 days on a deal, what would you expect? You would expect that, yeah, they would make the deal even cheaper, right? That is the common sense. That is the said rule, I guess, of bargaining. The price does not go up after you bargain. It should come down. But when it comes to Manchester United, and it will show how shitty we are in bargaining. Every time we go to bargain, whatever the player may be, whichever the club may be, the price always goes up. Believe me, man, it is not Erik ten Hag's fault, brother. It is not. Thank you, absolutely thank you for your kind words, Bongo. Siddharth is saying it was the same way under Ole too, but football is a business, fans want results now. Yakaseni is saying, lol. Then what happened to Manchester City under Pep after that season? How many first 11 from the previous season still in the team? Take a look at the signings and the rest is fantastic. Absolutely. Ten Hag is not a Pep and not a Klopp. Manchester United not yet found the right manager. We will keep struggling until we find one. No, man, no. My teeth is not getting broken by reading all of your comments. I'm actually enjoying the show today. I hope you guys are enjoying the show as well. And see, I will, as I said, this is a community. You have every right to have your own opinion, but neither you guys will comply with every opinion I have, neither I will comply with every opinions you guys have. And in my opinion, Erik ten Hag is the guy. Erik ten Hag is the one. He needs a proper ownership. He needs backing. He deserves the backing. Absolutely, he deserves that. He does not want Harry Maguire in his team. He does not want Johnny Evans in his team. He does not want Donny Van de Beek. He does not want Scott McTominay. He does not want Jadon Sancho. And you know what? All of those players are still there. All of those players are still here playing for us, and that just shows you the level of incompetence of Manchester United boards, officials, or the owners, whichever you may choose. Adam is saying, stop living in dreams, in kitchen and face reality. Okay, what did M Kitchen have said? I totally forgot that. Anyway, Indrajit is saying Rashford can be as good as he wants, but the moment he's decided to be selfish, he won't be considered anytime soon. Saka and Odegaard are team players and they contributed whenever they are called upon. Look how now Man City players are dominating the list. See, man, see, you know what? Do let me know your opinion, guys. I know that many of Odegaard, Saka, all of those guys were on that short list of 30 players nominated for Ballon d'Or, but Rashford wasn't there. It is a bit harsh for me. I knew that Rashford haven't put up a performance to win the Ballon d'Or, but at least he should have been nominated. He have put a lot of goal last year. He won a trophy. He played another cup final. He was able to bring his team back to Champions League. I do think that it's a bit harsh for Rashford not getting at least nominated for that Ballon d'Or short list. Please do let me know your opinion, guys. And you know what? The next bit of news I will talk about, it came out of Chris Miller as well, that Andre Onana's, as you guys know, that Onana will join Cameroon in his national duty for AFCON. And what he is saying, Chris Miller, that Andre Onana's announcement on Monday that he is making an international comeback with Cameroon means that Manchester United keeper could be missing for up to 7 games because of the AFCON at the start of next year, when on-loan midfielder Sofiane Amrabat will also be on duty for Morocco. So yeah, we would potentially be missing Sofiane Amrabat and Andre Onana in the month of January for at least 6 to 7 games. That may well be the case. So I guess we will see, what is that guy's name? Altay Bayindir will get the start. I guess that will be the case. Maybe Tenak could opt for Tom Heaton as well. He have put up a quite decent performance, on the preseason matches. So yeah, he is another option, and I'm quite okay with that as well. But regarding that Amrabat, if he does, not if, he will definitely go and play for Morocco and AFCON tournaments. And hence, there is another news regarding our midfield situation, and that is, it came from the Athletic. So yeah, it is quite a credible source that United have an interest in Joao Paulinho and could move for the Fulham midfielder in January. See, man, if our club really ends up, owned by the not the Glazers, they ends up owned by the Sheikh Jassim Group, those things can happen. And if Amrabat is going to miss for a month or so, going out for Paulinho, it can be a fantastic deal. I love the guy. I love his play style, his physicality, everything. Every other thing you can say about Paulinho, I like that. I love that. I know that the deal between, I guess Bayern Munich was the one who was, in the brink of signing him, but that deal fell through and he ended up, staying at Fulham. And it is quite clear that Paulinho wants a move up. He wants to upgrade his situation from Fulham, whether it's Manchester United or Bayern Munich. Both are good clubs if you compare them to, Fulham. So it can happen. We may end up signing Paulinho. I am not saying what the news is were coming out that, Fulham may be asking for around £60 million for Paulinho. So if we do that deal, it would cost us a fortune. Especially, it would be a January transfer. Sorry, it would be a January transfer signing. So you're spending £60 million on a player in the month of January. It is not at all like Manchester United. The only way, in my opinion, it may happen if the ownership model changes. I do not see that happening with the Glazers at all, though. Indrajit is saying, sorry, I've said Ricky, I've said just in Manchester United FC, Manchester United have an interest in Joao Paulinho and could move for the Fulham midfielder in January. I have just read that, brother. That was a coincidence, good coincidence. Bhaiya, ye stickers are mere taraf se. Oh, so you were the one reacting all those emojis. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you so much, man. Odegaard was the best midfielder in the league last year. The captain of Arsenal created the most chances in the final third in the league. Odegaard deserves to be there this season. Already 2 goals. He is just getting better and better. Rashford, well, he's a hit and miss player. 1 good season, then goes missing for a while. Odegaard is more consistent. Ramsdale is also nominated for the Ballon d'Or award in the keepers department. Arsenal beat United, undefeated this season, fighting again for the title. United are in the mud. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. United are in the mud. Shubhajit is saying, these are just a bunch of people who nominate their friends and avoid the whole thing has nothing to do with the reality. You are quite right, brother, though. Oh, please, I'm not surprised they decided who wins it anyway, so who cares, says Anthony. I can't, I can't deny the fact. It does have a bit of lobby over there when it comes to Ballon d'Ors. Outside England, nobody rates Rashford has not won an important trophy for United, and yet he has been there for almost 10 years. And mate, they win UCL and important trophies in Europe, but Rashford vanishes when the team needs him the most. Yeah, you can say that he is not very consistent, and I will not deny with the fact. I will comply with the fact. The level of inconsistency regarding Rashford, it is not acceptable, especially if he is on a 350 grand a weekly wage. It is absolutely, as I've said, man, I have no problem Rashford earning some real good money. I have nothing against it. But we are simply giving 350 grand a week to a player who haven't won the league single time, who haven't even played a UCL final. And that just shows you the level of our club which we are in right now with the Glazers, with the Arnolds, and with the Marthags. And you know what? That is it, brother. Rohit have said his magical words. I love Sheikh Jassim. We all love Sheikh Jassim, man. I hope him. I do hope, I absolutely do hope we end up getting owned by him before we hit that January transfer window. Let's see what happens. Let me check the poll for 36 votes and 81% of you guys thinks no. Yeah, see, if he found guilty, until then, yeah, we should support him. We absolutely should support him. If he have done anything wrong, the allegations that came out regarding Anthony and it proved to be right, he should get punished. But if it is wrong, until it's proven, he's proven guilty, we should support our player. And I do hope that will be the case from our club as well. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we will come tomorrow live at 11 p.m. again. I know earlier that, that we will have our live at 4 p.m. But then I thought that many of you guys has day jobs. Many of you guys are still students, going to college or universities. So having a live show at 4 p.m. is not fair to you guys. So yeah, so that many of you guys, maybe every of you guys can join in our live show. So I have decided that we will get live every day from now on at 11 p.m. And make sure to check out the videos I will be uploading or around 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. every day as well. There will be a video, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 20 minutes. If you guys haven't checked already, check all of the videos I am uploading from the past 2 days, and I will be doing that in the coming days as well. And we will have our live session at 11 p.m. Rohit and Pooja have both showed us some love. Thank you all of you guys. Thank you Pooja. Thank you Rohit. Thanks all of you. A lot of you. You guys are the legends of this community. Absolutely kudos to you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 p.m. show. Until then, goodbye, good night, and take care.